Hey guys, and welcome to a new video by 95 Gadgets. My name is Joey, and today we've got the unboxing, first impressions, and camera test of the Umidigi A1 Pro. Very interesting budget smartphone that costs around 100 bucks. You've got the link in the description. That comes with a 5.5-inch HD Plus display, which is basically 1440 by 720p resolution. We've got 3 gigabytes of RAM, a quad-core processor that's from the MediaTek family. Specifically, we've got the MTK6739, which is the successor to the very popular MTK6737 processor, which we saw in a lot of budget phones last year. We also got 3 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, facial recognition, the latest version of Android 8.1, USB Type-C entrance to charge, which allows for a faster charging, and well, a lot of extra goodies that we're gonna find out in our first impressions. So let's go ahead and open up this bad boy and see what we got. Let's go. We'll start off this unboxing saying that the phone, though it's protected overall, it's not as protected as we would have liked it to be. Hopefully there won't be any nasty surprises when we unbox this bad boy. So let's check out what we got here. Okay, everything seems to be right. On the inside we can see a very minimalistic black box that gives the phone a rather premium feel. Once we remove the phone from the box, we can check what else we've got in it. Also, it's important to note on the back end we can check the most important components. In that regard, we've got the aforementioned MediaTek processor working at 1.5 GHz, Android 8.1, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of expandable storage, dual SIM compatibility, a battery capacity of 3150 milliamps, 5.5-inch display with an HD Plus resolution, 13 and 5 megapixel rear end cameras, as well as a single 5 megapixel front facing camera. There's also some detail in regards to the networks it supports, including LTE. Inside the box, we can see that the phone comes with a European power outlet that can be customized, as well as a red USB Type-C cable for faster charging. Specifically, this phone can charge in 120 minutes, so that's pretty good all things considered. This used to be a feature that was more prominent amongst high-end phones, but now it's become more standard within the lower range. We've also got the typical pin to access the micro SIM card, and we've also got a small manual in case anybody would need it, with the key specs of like how to access the SIM card, how to use the fingerprint sensor, the facial recognition, and all that. We're going to remove the front-facing plastic, and we can also appreciate that we have a nice little silicone cover that's really very appreciated, considering that this isn't a very popular phone, so we don't have to go out and buy a very specific kind of case, since it already comes with the case. So removing the front-facing plastic, at least one of them, because we have another one, and we have a back-end plastic that also has some instructions in regards to where's the power button, the volume buttons, the two cameras, the fingerprint sensor, and of course the dual SIM slot that you can use, one for SIM card and one to expand storage, or use both with your SIM cards. Okay, let's remove the plastic and let's turn on the phone. Speeding things up a little bit, we're going to go straight onto the configuration, which is pretty straightforward, pretty standard on most phones. So we're not going to waste much time in that regard, so we're just going to sort of speed that part up for you guys so it doesn't take forever. As we can see, we can have the standard Android 8.1 configuration, which has pretty much remained the same for the last few iterations of Android. We click Start, and we skip the network, for now at least. We're gonna do it with the network when we do the full review of the phone. We're gonna enter the Wi-Fi password, so that's gonna take a second. We're gonna go back and be back with you guys in a second. Okay, let's go ahead and add a pattern and a fingerprint sensor, check that that works out correctly. The fingerprint sensor, we're going to do it a little bit fast so that we don't lose a lot of time showing you guys something that you already know. You basically have to press the button several times in different angles. Okay, so from that we go ahead and sell our souls to Google, say yes to everything, and skip, wait for a second, and finally we are in the phone.
We're finally accessing the phone. As we can see, it has very little bloatware. Actually, we don't see any specific bloatware. We're going to remove the little plastic that it has because it kind of interferes with the sensation of the phone, so we're going to remove that. We're going to go ahead now and just sort of test out, check, remove, change the light. And now we're going to just go ahead and attack the browser, do a little browsing, and check that all works out correctly. Okay, so yes, signing on to Chrome, yeah, blah, 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 accept. Okay, let's go on to a website. Specifically, we're going to access our Spanish website. Open on Chrome and check how it loads. Okay, pretty fast, not bad. It's not super fast, but we have to consider that this is a $100 phone. Overall, it loads the website pretty fast. Let's access the page. Okay, it took a hot second to load an image, but other than that, the navigation seems pretty straightforward and pretty quick. Let's go back to the main site. Okay, as we can see, there's no issues. Navigation seems to be pretty good. Let's go to the second page. Yeah, okay, everything seems to work out fine in that regard. Now let's try out the camera, the infamous camera. We're going to give you guys some camera samples in a little bit. You can skip right to them in the description. You've got the minutes, then the seconds to just skip right to the camera samples, but now we're just showing you how the camera works with the bokeh effect, which is the one that reduces the depth of field. So we're going to take a little picture and just sort of check it out a little bit. But basically it works like most low-end phones that incorporate a dual rear-end camera, which basically we're not really big fans of the effect. I mean, it works well and all, but it could be better. Now let's check out a video for a second.
No, you can't stay here. Get up right now. It was all a lie. The man who proved raptors can follow orders. You never thought how many millions a trained predator might be worth? They're gonna sell them.
Not blue. They need it for something else.
What is that thing?
They made it.
This is the most dangerous creature.
Jake, right on time. Miss Peregrine, delighted to meet you.
He's invisible.
Of course. We're what's known in common parlance as peculiar.
Another feature that really impressed us quite a bit about the Umidigi A1 Pro was in terms of security. The fingerprint sensor works flawlessly, as is to be expected, and as it works with most phones. But one thing that really surprised us quite a bit was the Face ID. It actually works in most scenarios. We've tried it in very low lighting, in normal lighting, at a bigger distance, at 50 centimeters from my face, at 20 centimeters from my face, and overall it's worked pretty well. I mean, I was pretty surprised. I even placed a picture of my face in front of the phone to see if it would unlock, and it actually did not. It worked quite well. Overall, we think that this is a pretty good phone, all things considered. I mean, it costs around $100 and you get 3 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, which is quite a bit tight. But other than that, it has a good processor, it works pretty well, it has no bloatware. And overall, we're really looking forward to doing our full review. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to get the full review. And if you are already convinced, like we are, of getting this phone, then you've got the link in the description. Okay, hope to see you guys soon.